Okay, let us learn today about profit, loss and discount. What is profit? Whenever you buy something at lesser price and sell it at higher price, then it is said that you made some profit. But if you buy something at higher price and sell it at lesser price, then it will loss. So here there are some terms like cost price, which means this is the purchasing price, or cost price is the price in which you buy something. Okay, and selling price is the price at which you sell that article, and there is something called mark price. Mark price is the printed price. Printed price, or we call it as MRP here. Printed price or mark price. This is the price which is mentioned on the goods. Sometimes when we get discounts, we consider this mark price to see how much discount we got. Okay, and what other terms we have here? Okay, so now let's say, suppose you bought some article at let's say 100 rupees and sold it, purchased at 100 rupees and sold it at 120 rupees. Then how much profit you made? 20 rupees, right? So this profit 20 rupees, how did we get? By negating the purchasing price from the selling price. So the profit is equal to the selling price minus cost price. See, selling price must be always more than cost price so that you get profit. Otherwise you incur loss, right? So always profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. But the same thing if you have to say in terms of percentage, then percentage profit is equal to the selling price minus cost price. You got some profit. For what investment you got so much profit? It is measured in terms of your cost price. The cost price is your investment for which you got this profit, right? So for some cost price you got some profit. So now if it is in terms of 100, how much? Because you got to know something like percentage, right? So we will say you invested something, and for that investment you got some returns. So in terms of percentage, how much is it? For 100 rupees, how much it is? So that's how we calculate percentage profit. Okay. If it is difficult to understand, let's say you made 10% profit. 10% profit means what? 10 by 100. That means what? You bought something at 110 and you sold it. You bought something at 110 and you sold it 120, or you bought something at 100 rupees and let's say you sold something at 110 and you purchased an article at 100 rupees and your investment is 100 rupees. Right. So what we have done is this we call it 10% profit, right? So this 100 we have pushed here. So that's why we have this 100 here. Alright. So now we have profit percentage formula. Please remember this formula. It's not difficult to remember also. See, selling price has to be more, only then you make profit, right? So selling price minus cost price is profit. So when you have to find the profit in percentage terms, then you have to divide it with the cost price, because cost price is your investment for which you got this profit, and into 100 will give you the percentage profit. Now same thing if you have to do for loss. Let's find loss percentage now. What is loss? Loss, you incur loss when selling price is less than cost price. Like suppose you bought something at 100 rupees and you sold it at less than 100 rupees, then you incur loss. So loss is equal to, what is loss? Loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Here cost price is more than selling price, that's why we will do cost price minus selling price. If you have to say loss in percentage loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. What is your investment here? Your investment is cost price into 100. Please make note. For loss this is formula, and for loss percentage. Alright. Now next is discount. See, always discount is calculated on mark price. Discount is calculated on mark price. Okay. Okay. So discount is calculated on mark price. So what is discount? When you get something, when the selling price is less than mark price is discount. So mark price is always high and you sell it at some price. This is discount. Discount is equal to mark price minus selling price. But in terms of percentage discount is equal to mark price minus selling price divided by, here it's calculated for mark price. For this much price, I got this much discount. So that is comparison. Okay. Okay. These are three simple formulas we have to remember, and it is not really difficult to remember also. Now let's solve some problems. Okay, we have another SSC question here. If a dining table with mark price of 6,000 is sold to a customer at 5,000, then what is the rate of discount given on it? So we have the formula for this. Rate of discount is percentage discount rate. So percentage discount is equal to mark price minus selling price divided by mark price into 100. What is mark price here? 6,000 minus, it is the correction. This must be 5,500. 5,500. Okay. 5,500 divided by 6,000 into 100. So it is 500 divided by 6,000 into 100. So I cancel these zeros. Here 50 divided by 6. 50 divided by 6 is 25 divided by 3, which is 24. Okay, we have another SSC question. Simon purchased a bicycle for 6810. He had paid a VAT of 13.5%. The listed price of bicycle was. See, there is a price, listed price on which he paid 13.5% VAT. Now we can call GST or whatever. And finally he ended up paying 6810. Right? Okay. Now we need to find what is this price which was listed. So this you can also say, if this is 100%, he paid 113.5% of this price, whatever the listed price is equal to 6810. Correct? 113.5%. So listed price is equal to 6810 into 100 divided by 113.5. Okay, we have another SSC question. Yogitha sold a plasma TV at 20% gain to Shyamala, and Shyamala sold it to Deepa at 10% profit. If Deepa had to pay rupees 33,000 for the plasma TV, find the CP of the plasma TV for Yogitha. So Yogitha purchased first for some price that we need to find. She sold it to Shyamala at 20% gain, and Shyamala sold it to Deepa at 10% gain. So the final price that was sold at was 33,000. So obviously this cannot be the answer, this cannot be the answer. Then you can eliminate two wrong answers. Now let's find the right one. Let's say first it was sold at, let's say there is a cost price. Let's say there is a cost price, and it was sold to Shyamala at 20% gain. That means 120% of this price. Correct? So Shyamala bought this at 120% of the cost, and then on this price, Deepa, it was sold, Shyamala sold this at 10% profit again. So 110% of this is the cost price for Deepa, and this is equal to 33,000. Okay, now let's simplify this. Let us remove some zeros here, 11 ones are, 11 threes are. Okay, so we have, here also you can Okay, let's keep this so that it will be easy for us. So cost price is equal to, I'll take this 10 into 10 100 there. So I have only 3000 there. 3000, I'll take this 100, 2 zeros divided by 12. Okay, so we have simplified it further. Alright, so 12. Okay, let's do this. So 3 4s are 3 1s are. So 1000 by 4 is equal to 1000 into 1000, 2 more zeros divided by 4 means 25 so 25,000. 25,000 is the right answer. Here is another question from SSC. The mark price of a saree is 200. After allowing a discount of 20% on the mark price, the shopkeeper makes a profit of rupees 16. Find the gain percentage. See, the mark price is given as 200. After allowing the discount of mark price is equal to 200, and the discount given is 20%. So 20% of 200 is 40 rupees. So after that means the selling price is 160. Okay, and the shopkeeper makes a profit of rupees 16. That means the first price is SP minus 16, which is 144. Okay, next find the gain percentage. What is the gain percentage? Profit percentage is equal to percentage profit is equal to selling price minus cost price divided by cost price into 100. So now we have selling price as 160 minus 144, or this is directly given as 16 rupees profit, right? Divided by cost price is 144 into 100. 4 4s are 4, 3s are 12, 4 6 are, and 4 1s are 4 9s are. So 100 by 9, 9 1s are 9, 11s are 99, 1 by 9, 11 1 by 9. Yeah, option A is the right answer. 1 by 9%. Okay, we have another SSC question. The mark price of an article is twice the cost price. For the gain of 15%, the discount should be. Okay, the mark price is equal to 2 times the cost price. Okay, and let us assume cost price or mark price as 100. Let us assume mark price is equal to 100. Let's assume cost price is equal to 100, set it BC. So mark price is equal to 200, and for the gain of 15%, the discount should be how much? For the gain of 15%, the selling price must be what? Selling price must be 115, because cost price is 100, right? And what should the discount? Discount is equal to percentage discount is equal to mark price minus selling price divided by mark price into 100, which is equal to mark price is 200 minus 115 divided by 200 into 100. Which is 200 minus 115 is 85 divided by 200 into 100, 1s are 2s, is equal to 85 by 2 is 42.5, option D. Okay, this is the SSC question here. Rahim bought a TV with 20% discount on the listed price. Had he bought it with 25% discount, he would have saved 500. At what price did he buy the TV? See, Rahim bought it at 20% discount on the listed price. He got 20% discount on mark price or listed price. That difference of that minus 25% if he had got on MP, that difference is 500 rupees. 5% of mark price is equal to 500. what price did he buy the game? He bought it at 80% of the cost. 5% of the mark price is 500, but he bought it at 80% of the cost. First 20% discount will be there, right? So 80% of mark price is equal to what? It is cross multiply. 5% of the mark price we know is 500. So what is 80% of the mark price? So just cross multiplication. This is equal to 80 by 100 into 500 divided by 5%, which is 5 into 100, is equal to the price, purchase price or sold price. So 100 I can cancel here. 5 ones are 5 ones are. So 80 into 100 is 80%. Okay, let us look at this question. By selling a bicycle for 2850, a shopkeeper gains 14%. If the profit is reduced to 8%, then the selling price will be. See here, they have given two different percentage gains. One of them we know really 2850. What should be the other one? So, what is 2850? It's selling price. Selling price 1, let's say. Okay, SP1 is equal to 2850, which gives 14% profit. That means 114% of cost price, correct? Because only then you make 14% profit, right? If it is more than the cost price, how much? It should be 114% of the cost price. Second cost sales price we do not know, which is SP2, or let's say it is X. This is equal to what? It is 8% profit. So it's 108 by 100 into CP, correct? Now what we need? We need X. So to get X, we can cross multiply this. To get X, we can cross multiply. We can cross multiply this and divide it by this. Okay. So X into this one is equal to 2850 into this part. Okay. So let me write what is X. X is equal to, which is SP2 is equal to the one which they are looking for. That SP2 is equal to, I write 2850 into 108 divided by 100 into CP, and now I have to divide the other one. So whatever is in the numerator I will write in the denominator, and whatever is in the denominator I write in the numerator. Okay, so here I will write 114 and CP are in the numerator, so I'll write them in the denominator, and 100 is in the denominator, so I'll write it in the numerator here. So numerator 100, this I am writing in the denominator, and CP is also I am writing in denominator. Okay, so this CP gets cancelled with this CP, this 100 gets cancelled with this 100, and let's say 108, 114. So from 2, if I divide, 2 5s are 10, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14. Can we further simplify this? 54 and 57 are there. Is there any relation between 57 and 285? 5 times of 250, 5 times of 7 is 35, 285, yes. So 57 ones are 57, 5s are 285, and I write the other 0 also here together. So we are left with 50 in the numerator here and another 54 here. So 50 into 54. So 50 times 5 is 25, another 2 times, okay, 2500 plus 200, 2700. So 2700 is the answer. Option B, 2700 is the answer. Okay. Okay, let us look at this question. The mark price is 20% higher than the cost price. A discount of 20% is given on the mark price. With this type of sale, there is 4% gain, 2% gain, 4% loss, or 2% loss. So let us understand what is the mark price. Okay, let us assume the cost price is 100 to start with. Okay, let's assume the cost price is 100. If cost price is 100, then what is the mark price? Mark price is 20% profit or 20% higher than the cost price. So it is 20% higher is another 20 rupees. So 120 should be the mark price. Okay. So the discount is 20%, which is always given on the mark price. So what is, if you give 20% discount on the mark price, then you get the sales price, which is equal to mark price into, if you give 20% discount, you are only paying 80% of the cost, correct? If 20% discount is given on the mark price, you are net to net, you are paying only 80% of that mark price. So this is equal to, let's cancel 0 and 0, 0 and 0. So 12 into 8, 96. So cost price is 100 and your sales price is 96. So you are making a net to net 4 rupee loss. So for 100 rupee, 4 rupee loss is 4% loss. So option C is correct. In this kind of transaction, you end up losing 4%. Okay. Alright, let's look at this question. A chair listed at 350 is available at successive discounts of 25% and 10%. The selling price of the chair is. So how do we do it? Here the listed price means the mark price. So we have the mark price as 350. Mark price is equal to 350. And we have successive discounts of 25% and 10%. That means what? First we get 25%. Please remember, this is not same as 25% plus 10%, 35% discount. No. First we get 25%, then we get another 10%. Okay, let's see how do we do it. So the sales price is equal to, it is always calculated on the mark price, which is 350. And how much discount we have first? We have 25% discount. That means we only pay 75% of the mark price. Okay, then we get one price, and on that we get another discount of 10%. That means we only pay 90% of the remaining cost, remaining mark price, whatever it is. Okay, so this is the final sales price, which is 350 into 75% of the cost and then the 90% of the cost. Okay, so let's simplify this. Let's see what is the easiest way to simplify. We have, because we know the answer is in points, so we should look at the best way to solve this. Let's make it like 25 3s are 25 4s are. Then what else? Where else we can easily simplify? Let us say I deduct this 0 with this 0 with this 0, and I am left with 3, 9 and 35. Let's say there is no other option to simplify. Let us multiply 35 into 3, 105, 105 into 9. 105 into 9 is how much? 105 into 9 divided by 4. Okay, so 9 5s are 45, 4 carry 45, 9 45 divided by 4. So 4 1s are, sorry, 4 2s are 8. There is one remaining, so it becomes 14. So 4 3s are 12. So 2 left, 25. 4 6 are 24. So I'm left with 1. So I put a point. So there's one remaining. 4 2s are 8. So 2 is remaining. So I add 0. So 20. So 5s are 20. So 236.25. So option C is the answer. Okay. Okay, let us look at this question. A merchant offers 8% discount on all his goods and still makes 15% profit. If an item is marked rupees 250, then its cost price is. Okay, see here the merchant offers 8% discount on all his products. That means every time someone pays, they will only be paying 92% of the cost. Right? So see, every time he offers 8% discount. That means if there is any sales price, that sales price should be equal to only 92% of mark price, correct? Because on all his product he marks 8% discount. Okay, but he still makes 15% profit. So that 15% profit is, see, whatever he is selling at, every time he makes 15% profit. That means 115% of the cost price he gets out of it. Please understand again. He offers 8% discount on all his goods. So that means what? Net to net you are paying only 92% of the market price, which gives him 15% profit. That means 115% of the cost price it is. Okay, please try to understand this relation. If you want to again repeat it twice or thrice, this is very important. If you get this first step correct, then you get the answer. Okay, now we'll go to the second step. So this is standard, but on one case what they have given, market price is 250. This is only for this particular item. Okay, so for that particular item, let's see what is the cost price. So here This 92 by 100 will be common for all products. So for this product, the mark price is 250 and cost price is 115%. Sorry, yeah, the profit he makes 15%, right? So it will be always 115% of the cost price. So now let's simplify this. 100 we can directly cancel, 100 and this 100 we can cancel, and okay, this by 5 2s are 10 and one reminder, so 5 3 is a 15. So here 5 5 is a 25 and this 50, this is a 0. So now we are left with 23 and 92. Is there any relationship? Okay, 23 ones are 23 fours are. So 4 and 50 are left. So this is equal to 200 is equal to right hand side only CP is left. So the CP is 200. Okay, so the option D 200 is the right answer. Okay, let us look at this question. A merchant loses 10% by selling an article at rupees 15. Then the selling price of the article is 12.3, 13.5, 13.2, 16.66. We have 4 such options. See, the merchant loses 10%. That means he loses 10%, right? Out of 100 rupees if he has bought, then he is losing 10%. That means he is net to net getting 90% of his cost. 90% of his cost only he is getting. That's why he is losing, right? So 90% of the cost price is equal to sales price, which is 15 here. Correct? He lost 10%. That means he is only getting 90% of the cost price. Correct? Okay. Now that means what is CP? CP is equal to 15 into 100 divided by 90. So let me cancel 0 0 here. So we are left with 150 divided by 9. So 9 ones are 9, 6 left, 60 means 6 are 54. Point again 6 60 666. We'll continue. Okay, 16.66. So this is the easiest method. If you apply loss formula also you can do, but it will be a lengthy process. If you want to try, you can try here. What is loss percentage? Loss percentage formula is equal to loss cost is more, right? So that's why cost price minus sales price divided by cost price into 100 is the loss percentage. So that which is equal to 10 here. 10 is equal to CP by CP. Let me write it as 1 minus SP by CP. I'll take this 100 onto the left hand side, so it will go to the denominator. Then what will this will be on the left hand side? It will be 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is equal to 1 minus SP by CP. So I'll take it to the left hand side. So SP by CP I'll take to the left hand side, and I'll send this 1 by 10 to the right hand side. So it becomes, it will be 1 minus 1 by 10, which means SP is 15, right? So 15, I will keep it that way. So 15 divided by CP is equal to 10 into 1, 10 minus 1, 9, 9 by 10. Again CP if I send it to the right hand side, CP if I send it to the right hand side, I will be left with 15 on the left hand side, and this 10 will come onto the top and 9 will come to the denominator. If you see, the calculation is same like how it was with our method. So 150 by 9, 150 by 9 is equal to again 16.66. The methods is same, but I just took a short. Let us look at this question. Man sold his watch at a loss of 5%. Had he sold it for 56.25 more, he would have gained 10%. What is the cost price of the watch? So what they are saying is, he sold it for 5% loss, but he could have made 10% profit if he had sold it for another 56 more. So what is this 56 point? See, he lost 5%, loss of 5%. See, loss of 5% to 10% profit. This is like 15% total, right? 5% loss to, if you have to 5% loss to, if you have to move to profit, you have to make 15% of cost price. Correct? This is equal to 56.25. Correct? That's what they're saying. If had he sold it for another 56. Now we don't know what price he sold it, but we all know is, had he sold it for 56.25 more, he would have got 15%, so 10% gain, which means it is 15% of the cost price, right? Because when he sells for another 56.24, he is basically moving from 5% loss to 10%. That means 15% extra is making. That is 15% of what? 15% of the cost price. So that means 15% means what? 15 by 100. 15 divided by 100 into cost price. Cost price is equal to 56.25, which means I'll keep CP on the left hand side and take everything to the right. So this 56.25 gets multiplied with 100, so it becomes 5625. It's not point. It's 5625 divided by 15. See if you can divide it directly. 15 3s are 45. 15 1s are 15 3s are 45. So and 11 is left. So we add 2. So it becomes 112. How many times 15 7s are 105. So we are left with another 7. So the 7 remainder and I add this 5. So it becomes 75. So 15 5s are 75. So 375. CP is equal to 375. Option D is the answer. Got it?